Okay, so where are we? We started with a system of equations, which we translated to a matrix equation, which we rearranged into this form with the assumption that our solution y1, y2 would be e to the lambda t times some vector pair x1, x2, giving us this matrix equation, which has a non-trivial solution for x1, x2, provided this matrix is not invertible, meaning that its determinant has to be equal to 0. Setting that determinant equal to 0, we solve the resulting equation in lambda, and we get two solutions, lambda equals 1 and lambda equals 7. Plugging the lambda equals 1 solution into this equation, we obtain the following matrix equation, which leads us to the conclusion that any pair x1, x2, any x1, x2, for which x2 is negative 2x1, works as a solution. So, lambda equals 1 implies that x2 is negative 2x1. Any pair will do. So, well, let's not choose 0, 0, but because we already know that's not going to work. But let's take the next simplest choice and let x1 equal 1, from which it follows that x2 would have to equal negative 2. And then our solution, e to the lambda t times x1, x2 just becomes e to the lambda is 1, e to the t times x1, x2 column vector with x1 equal 1, x2 equals negative 2. Here is our solution vector. So that e to the lambda t times 1, negative 2 is seen to be a solution to our original equation. Now, as with other linear equations and other differential equations, if one vector is a solution, then a constant times that vector is going to be a solution. So any multiple of this e to the lambda t times 1, negative 2 will also be a solution, and that's why it didn't matter which set of multiples of x1, x2 we used. If we'd chosen x1 equals 2, x2 would have been negative 4, but that's just the same as what we would get if we multiply this solution vector by 2. Now I should write y1, y2 equals this vector, so that what does y1 equal? Y1 would be e to the t, and I wrote that as e to the lambda t. Let me fix that. Okay, now it reads correctly, e to the t times 1 negative, because e to the, and it's e to the 1t, not 1 lambda. Okay, sorry for being careless, but there we have it right. Okay, so that y1 is what? It's just e to the t multiplied by 1. And y2 equals e to the negative 2t.